Hello and welcome to my channel. My name's Jo and this is Joey Sewy. Here I talk about sewing, knitting, creativity and life, and today we're going to do all four of those because I'm going to give you my what have I been sewing this year so far video. So I got the idea of doing this because I wanted to do a review for myself of what I've been doing. I was interested to kind of think about how much I'd done this half year. I've said in videos before that sometimes I can get really down on myself and think I'm a useless so-and-so. I'm not asking for sympathy, I'm just sharing. That is the way my thoughts can go sometimes. And I find it really useful to document my progress, to kick those thoughts out of my head. So this is me doing that for myself, but also sharing with you my experience and having a look back over the 6 months. So 2018 began on YouTube and the social media with loads of people setting out make nines, New Year's resolutions. I was very quiet on that because I don't like setting plans. Not for my hobbies and my free time. I really react badly to that. It's the best way to get me to not do something is to put it in a plan. Yeah. Doesn't work for me, so I didn't play along with that. So I don't have a list of things that I said I was going to do, and I'm not measuring myself against that. I have done what I have done, and I'm just reflecting back on that. So I've got some headlines, and then I'm going to show you the garments. Obviously not in as much detail as I have shown you them before. If you want to see any of these in detail, there will be a playlist up here of all my what have I been sewing month by month videos so far this year. So let's get into it. Here are the headlines. I have sewn 17 items, I have knitted 6 items, and I have sewn 3 things for other people. First of all, so I have sewn 17 items. What do I feel about that? I'm quite surprised it's that many. Do I care? Is that enough? Is that too much? I don't know. I guess I should state that I pretty much buy nothing from the shops in terms of clothes that I wear. I buy underpants, occasionally buy vests. Thinking back over this year, I might have bought 1 t-shirt. Yeah. So 17 items, that is everything that's been added to my wardrobe this year. Even then, I do wonder whether it's a little bit too much, but a lot of those items, as we'll see, were fairly basic layering pieces. So if it was 17 dresses, maybe that would be a different issue. But I'm not here to tell you what's right for you. I'm here just to reflect on me. So I'm kind of surprised it's that many. I'm kind of pleased. And it is what it is, I guess. So next up, I have knitted 6 items. How do I feel about that? Well, I'm surprised because if you ask me about knitting, I'll say, well, I'm a slow knitter, but I've knitted 6 things since the start of this year. That's 1 thing a month. Now, I'm going to go on and show you what I've knitted, but 3 of them were scarves, so that's a bit of a get out. But even then, I am actually quite surprised by that, and pleasantly so. So thumbs up. And then I have sewn 3 things for other people. In actual fact, I've sewn a little bit more than that because I occasionally mend things for people. I've made a couple of pairs of curtains for people or adjusted them, but these are garments I'm talking about. So I've sewn 3 items for other people, and they were all part of my prom dress project. And I feel okay about that. I have an ongoing issue about whether I should say no to more that people ask me. But there it is. I have done 3 things for other people, and they're quite significant in the landscape of my year, so I thought I would include them here. So, things I've sewn, the 17 things I've sewn. Here are the knit tops that I have sewn all around here. 5 of these I sewed in one go, in a batch when I was doing my Sewing with Stretch series, and I wanted lots of long sleeve tops. So this was back in February or so, quite early in the year. And I needed all of those. I'm not wearing any of them at the moment because it's too warm, but I was really pleased to add them all to my wardrobe, and I know come around the cold weather again in autumn and winter, they're going to come right back into being worn all the time. So I was really pleased to add those to my wardrobe. The t-shirt down here, the blue one, I was really excited to make that because it was part of my subscriber giveaway, and the transfer on there, I love that. I'm still to do a tutorial on that, but it will come up on my channel. Well, not just eventually, but quite soon. The colour of it, I like it. It's all right. It's not one of my favourites. It's kind of just a little bit washed out for me. It looks quite bright, but in real life, it's quite washed out, or at least it's not as intense as I would like. So I wear it, but it's more of an around the house t-shirt. The fit, well, I have eventually got the Jane t-shirt to fit okay, but that was an experience down there. So it's an okay one, that one. And then down in the bottom corner down there, the blue jumper, again, medium success. The fabric was the problem. I've made that jumper before in some fleece, which was quite nice, but the fabric of that one was quite cheap, and I tend to just wear that one around the house. I don't really feel like it's good enough to go out into the big wide world. So these are all my knit tops. There are 7 things on this page, and that's why I don't feel so bad about having 17 things that I've made, because, you know, 7 of them are basics or layering pieces, and these are those. Moving on, here we are at trousers. I was quite surprised I've only made 4 pairs of trousers, but apparently I've only made 4 pairs of trousers. The ones at this end of the screen I made quite early on in January, and both of them, especially the one down here, the dark blue one, really surprised me because I love wearing that, and it was not a style that I would have touched. I can't remember why I decided, oh, I know. I was copying a ready-to-wear pair of trousers. And yeah, I really love those. It's a drapey viscose fabric, and I get quite a lot of wear out of them, especially because it's got a soft waistband, and I sometimes have problems with an upset tummy, and they're great for that, and they're really comfortable for around the house as well. So they're quite a good transitional secret pyjama kind of thing going on. The bright blue ones, very comfortable, very unwearable in public, but I do wear them quite a lot around the house. So they were a fail in terms of a garment I can wear in public, but a big win in terms of something that I use in my wardrobe. The red trousers, love them. The grey trousers, really love them. Not sure which one would win in a fight between best trousers in the world. Yeah, they're both awesome. Love both of these trousers, definitely. So here we are at blouses. I have made 4 blouses, and most of them are quite recent. The one just down here, the purple and white stripe, that was the first one back in March, and that was a wearable toile of what became the Liberty blouse up at this side, which I said in my What Have I Been Making in June video is possibly the best thing I've ever made. Yeah, I'm very proud of how that's finished, of how it's made, and one of the reasons why this one is so good is because I made the toile down here, so it goes to show. And then the other 2 I am really pleased with. They filled an important hole in my wardrobe because I needed short-sleeved blouses. So all the blouses I've attempted this year so far, I've gone pretty well actually, and I'm really pleased to have all of those in my wardrobe. It was something that I was quite lacking of, and especially the Liberty fabric blouse up here definitely met my desire to sew with better quality fabric, take my time and do things right and do things well, so that I will have that item in my wardrobe for years to come. And let's check back in years to come and see if I really do, but that's my hope, and I'm fairly optimistic about it. So moving on to knitted items. So here we are on the knitting page. 3 down here are all scarves, and I had a big scarf knitting phase back in February or so when it was absolutely flipping freezing. Obviously, I haven't touched any of those for a few months now, but when I was wearing them, when it was cold enough, I was pretty much wearing one of these 3 every single day. I loved them, and there's definitely going to be more in my life. Not just because they're quick knits, but because they really fit well into my style, my desires, how I want to feel and how I want to look when I get dressed in the morning. So doing that was a huge thumbs up. Probably one of the simplest things I made in this half year, but also one of the most rewarding and successful in terms of how it feels and how it fits. All good. And then over here, we've got 3 jumpers. What? I know. I can't quite remember, but I'm sure I must have started the blue one in the middle there earlier than Christmas. I must have, because that one took ages to knit. So I must have started that one earlier. But anyway, I've got 3 jumpers. Now, until I re-watched the video that jumper's in, and there'll be a link up here if you want to see it, I'd kind of fallen out of love with it a little bit. It's not really the time of year, although because it has got that lace work in it, it is a little bit cooler. But I wasn't picking it out of my wardrobe very much. But looking at it on me in the video, it looks a lot better than I thought it did. So I need to get that out and give it another try. The brown jumper I adore. It's way too hot for now, but I really love it. Yeah, and I'm definitely going to be making more of those. And then the one at the far end, I didn't finish too long ago, but it has just been too warm because it is really thick and cozy. So I like it. I hope I'm going to wear it a lot, but it's actually warmer than you might realise, and it's probably going to have to wait till autumn to get much wear. But main thing about knitting so far this year is I didn't know I could knit so much. It's quite amazing. And finally, although there are some curtains that I made that I did mention in a video, but I'm not going to put them up here. They work, they're curtains. And finally, we are at skirts and dresses. So first of all, the brown skirt at the bottom there, yeah, that's fine. I'm not wearing it at the moment because I don't wear skirts a lot when I have to have bare legs. I'm much more of a tights with skirts person. But when it was cooler and I could wear tights, that was good. It's nice, kind of neutral, go with a lot of things. The skirt fits well. The dress, yeah, I'm going to come on to that later. And then below, these are the 3 items that I made for other people, specifically for Chloe and her boyfriend Fran, who are currently travelling in Japan, living the teenage dream. But the dress that I made for Chloe made me all kinds of happy, as well as all kinds of stressed. So making it, it wasn't anything about the dress itself, it's just what I do to myself when I sew for other people. Making it was stressful. There's a whole series about it. You can go to it up here if you want to see the prom dress series. But the outcome was awesome. Yeah, she was gorgeous to work with. Really enjoyed it. And then the tie, I was so pleased with myself when I sewed that. I've never sewn a tie before. It was really outside my comfort zone, and I just did it like that. I could make a tie, and then I did, like some kind of sewing ninja. So I was really pleased with that. So yeah, sewing for other people I always find stressful. I don't know why I do it to myself, but in this instance, the outcome was totally worth it because it was beautiful and it made me really, 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 really proud. Okay, so big successes of the year so far. Definitely Liberty blouse and the grey trousers. I think the grey trousers are going to win over the red for now because I can wear the grey a little bit more than the red in this season. Another huge success so far this year is keeping up with the videos. Guys, I have put a lot of effort, probably more effort into making videos than I have into sewing this year so far. But it's really, the two have kind of, there's been a virtuous circle going on. The creative process of learning about videos and trying to keep up with getting videos up every week, or twice a week in fact, has been good for my sewing because it's motivated me to keep sewing in dry patches. But the two most successful garments I think are the Liberty blouse and my grey trousers so far this year. And fails? Well, it's that dress. I have not touched it since I finished making it. I just don't like it. It doesn't suit me. I don't feel good in it, and I am going to finish making this video, go up to my wardrobe, take it out and take it to the charity shop because I think it just needs to get put down to experience. So 1 fail out of 17 is a pretty good strike rate. I don't know what I can learn from that fail. I guess it was just the wrong shape. I don't sew a lot of dresses because I don't wear a lot of dresses, and so I don't have a really good feel for the shape that suits me in dresses. So that's probably not a surprise that my 1 fail is a dress. There are a couple of the long sleeve t-shirts that if they weren't just for layering would probably not be good enough to wear on their own, but given that you only really need to be able to say the sleeves, I'm not going to put those down as a fail because the sleeves were fine. And so what's next? Well, I started by saying I don't make plans, so I'm not making any plans. But I think what I've learned from this is that I definitely don't need to up my volume, because if I think between now and Christmas 17 more items, given that I don't really need lots more basics because I've done that already, I kind of need to slow down a little bit more or be more considered, and I think that's already started to happen organically anyway. I recently bought some Liberty silk, as you will have seen in a recent video, and if not, tune into my fabric haul, link at the end and up there. And that's going to take a lot of slow, careful handling, and that's kind of the direction that my sewing, I think, is going to go in the next half of the year. I want to make less or about the same, but really good stuff. I don't have a specific plan, as I've said. Did I mention I haven't got a plan? But I do feel like I've made a lot of tops recently, and I've got another couple of tops that are kind of in progress, and I need to maybe go back to the bottom half of my body, so maybe even a skirt. Don't make a lot of those, but I think I've got a plan for a skirt and a couple more pairs of trousers. So I think after the next little while my shift will go back to separate still, but the bottom half of my body. And I've got a big night out, like one, coming up in October, and I want to make something special for that, but I really don't know what yet. So that's what's in my future. Thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you liked best out of everything I've made this year, and what you like best out of everything you have made this year so far. I would love to know. And has anything I've said resonated with you? I would love to know that as well. So tell me about your story so far in 2018. I'll be back again very soon with another video. If you want to watch something else in the meantime, just click here. If you haven't subscribed, please do, and you'll find a button here, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye!